Hey there, it's Sheryl. Thank you so much for joining and spending a few minutes out of your day. I am looking so forward and I'm very excited to talk about this topic. It's a topic near and dear to my heart. I was so interested in nutrition when I was getting my master's at USC. Most of my credits were at the School of Medicine, my elective credits. I'm fascinated by this topic, and it really has a lot to do with high performance. I don't know if you had the opportunity to join me live with Lisa Tremont-Ota a little bit earlier. That was today on March 15th. It was around 4 p.m. Pacific time, but I interviewed her. She is a registered dietitian and nutritionist, and she shared some amazing nutrition tips for teens. Now, the first question I asked her is, can you give me and give the audience out there a few tips as to what types of foods might lend themselves to the best concentration or focus for kids for either school or for their sport? And her message and her response was very interesting and fascinating, and I'm excited to share it with you. She didn't say any specific foods. What she did say is that teens should really focus on a whole food diet, and I guess that would include us too, but she was specifically speaking to teens. So rather than telling teens to eat a certain food, just to have them eat more whole food, meaning nuts and grains and fruits and vegetables and lean meats and that type of thing, is a lot better than processed food. So I love the way she kept it incredibly simple. So the go-to is whole foods rather than processed foods. The next thing she talked about was oxidative stress. Now, this is something that I've heard of, but I wasn't exactly sure of what it was. And so what she explained is that teens, they get a lot of exercise, are also under a lot of stress. And what happens is when teens exercise a lot, there's byproducts to that exercise. So it's really important that teens have a certain type of nutrition afterwards to combat that oxidative stress. Those are these things called free radicals that are floating around that can really be damaging to their immune system. So go ahead, if you want to learn more about oxidative stress, go ahead and message me and I will give Lisa Tremont-Ota's information to you. She can fill you in and let you know some tips on how teens, especially teens who are very active, how they can combat that. Now, the third thing that we went over, and this was very interesting, is that I asked her, what about the timing of when teens should eat, either for school or for their sport? What she said was, for kids that are very, very active, it's great if they can eat 3 hours before an event and then another half an hour before. And here's the other thing that she said, teens should really be careful to eat after an event, 30 to 60 minutes after they do some vigorous exercise. So in other words, the rule of thumb for timing in nutrition is 3 hours before, then again a small meal a half an hour before, and then be sure they have some type of digestible nutrition 30 to 60 minutes after. We didn't get too much into hydration. Teens are well aware how important that is. The only thing that I will throw out there on hydration is that A, it's vital for brain function, and B, teens want to be sure to hydrate well ahead of time, because by the time they feel thirsty or dehydrated, it's really too late. So start drinking water a lot of times than even the night before a competitive event. And also kids should, even if they're not super athletic, they should be hydrating throughout the day. I hope you found those tips helpful. I really appreciate some amazing tips from Lisa Tremont-Ota. If you'd like to know a little bit more about her new book or all of her information and how to combat oxidative stress, especially for teens who are very, very active, please message me and I will be sure to get that information out to you and how you can contact her. If you would like to contact me, or if I can help you and or your teen or a teen you know, please feel free to reach out to me as well. I'm glad to set up a 15-minute conversation so we can figure out if me working with your teen or teen you know would be helpful. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time.